Yep.
Hello guys, I hope everyone is doing well. So today I'm talking about the accessibility of traveling to a big city. You know, I don't know if you've ever been to New York City, or if you live here or have ever thought of visiting New York City. Being wheelchair bound, if you're like me, traveling to different destinations is not something that I have the luxury of doing, that I can just pack up and go. The question that I always ask myself is the place of visit, is the country wheelchair accessible? That's usually the first question, and then everything else is second. So New York City, I would say that it hadn't always been as accessible as it is now, but I think that as part of a discrimination settlement that the city lost to, New York City Taxi Commission, that is, lost to. So they have agreed as part of that settlement to make part of their 13,000 taxis, half of them by 2020 wheelchair accessible. So I mean, that's a huge deal. Nowadays, I think when I need to go from point A to point B, it's not as a burden for me as it used to be in the past. They have an application just like an Uber does, that you can book a taxi by giving them the address, and within minutes your taxi will be there. So I think that's a plus for someone who's wheelchair bound. I want to bring to you that, I mean, I know that nowadays Uber, Lyft is the hottest thing now, but for a wheelchair user, it's a nightmare. They don't really have wheelchair accessible vehicles, at least from my experience. And some of the drivers, they're not very patient with, you know, persons in a wheelchair. Some of them, once they see you in a wheelchair, there's this surprise look in their face. And so for those reasons, I usually, you know, go the route that I know that is gonna be less frustrating for me. That is yellow taxis. In addition, you've got the crosstown buses that will take you from point A to point B. So getting around New York City is not something that I wouldn't say it's a big chore. In the city, even the sidewalks are pretty well evened, you know, leveled. Although once you start going out of the city, then it might be a little bit, you know, challenging and things of that nature. But if you've never been here before, you plan on being here, I think New York City is a beautiful place, and it is wheelchair accessible, and I hope this helps. Until next time, have a good day.